So we were talking about lessons learned. Okay. So sometimes lessons learned, you have to set it up. Okay. This is one of the great setups of my life. Okay. So I go ahead and I used to be like a gambler and I used to gamble for a living. So I used to play backgammon for a living. Okay. So of course, where do I play? I play at bars, but I had my little secrets. One of my secrets was that I didn't order alcohol. I ordered something called the Manhattan Special, okay, which sounds like a drink, right? Doesn't that sound like a drink? So I would order Manhattan Special, Manhattan Special. The other guy'd be ordering martini, martini, martini. After an hour or two of that, there was no problem beating these guys, okay? So I would do this at a bar where my friend Richie worked. Okay. And every night at 4 o'clock when the bar closed, okay, me and Richie would go out and we'd go to after hours and we'd have a really nice time going to after hours and all of that. But one night I turned around and I told Richie, I said, tired. I think I'm going home. He says, oh, yeah, I know why you're going home. I said, what do you mean why I'm going home? He says, we went out last weekend. We both hit on the blonde, and I went home with the blonde, and you just don't want that to happen again. I said, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Okay. It's like, yeah, I know what this is. And I said, listen, it's not about that. He says, you know what I wish? I wish I had, you might be a little young for this, but they used to have these keychains with a lucite keychain with a penny in the middle of the lucite. Okay, you seen those? Yeah. So he said, I wish I had a lucite keychain with a penny. And then every time I wanted you to go out and you didn't want to go home, I could just go. I said, yeah, I wish I had it so I could go like this and then I would just go home. Okay, so we're having this thing. So we go ahead and I got another story I got to tell you in the middle. Okay, you ready? So I'm at the bar one night and I meet this girl and she's a beautiful 1968 hippie. I mean, she's got the long hair, she's got the tie dye, the whole thing, just perfect. The 1968 hippie, but this is in the 1980s. Okay. So I go ahead and I turn around and I'm talking to her and we're having a great time. We're ordering orgasms at the bar. That was the name of the drink. We're ordering orgasms. We're having a really nice time. And we're having a great time. And it gets to be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And I turn around and I said, I was going to go out to a lake in New Jersey and watch the sunrise. Would you like to take a ride with me? And she said, well, yeah, I'd love that. Okay. So we go ahead and we take a ride out to New Jersey, and we're sitting we walk and we get to the lake, and the mist on the lake is just coming off, so you could see the trees in the lake just as good as you could. You know what I'm talking about, right? You've been there, done that, right? So we go ahead and we're sitting there, and I go ahead and I reach over and I go to kiss her, and she goes, "Oh, I can't." What's the matter? She said, I thought I could, but I can't. I said, what do you mean you thought you could? She says, I'm gay. Okay. So I said, don't worry about it. It's okay. We can still watch the sunrise together and all of that. And we hung out. All right, back to the other story, back to the Richie story. So now I'm with Richie and we're talking. And I said, you know what? This is like ridiculous. Let's make a bet, and one of us will win the freaking keychain we're talking about. He says, yeah, what's the bet? I said, well, it's going to be on you're saying that your masculine prowess is so overwhelming that nobody could handle it. No, I said, why don't we make a contest where we pick a girl and you get, my birthday's coming up in August, and you get until my birthday, okay, to seduce this girl. And if you do, I give you the keychain. If you don't, I get the keychain. Okay. So guess what? We go ahead and we make the bet. And he's turning and he says, this girl. And then he says, that girl. And I say, no, you're too close to that. No, you already had that, So we go, and then I give him one. He says, no, she's in love with you. You're never going to get me. And we go through all of this. And eventually we come upon the girl, the 1968 hippie girl. So I turn around. You understand where my thinking is going, right? I turn around and I say, hey, you know what? I can't think of anybody else. All right, go ahead. And we'll do the 1968 hippie girl. So he says, okay. So now it's a month and a half later. It's my birthday. And he walks in. Let me get it for you. I have it. Hold on. He walks in and he hands me this box. You see the box?
See the box.
Okay. And in the box, okay, I open up the box, and in the box, there's a penny and a nickel. Nickel. See it? So I know what the penny is for, right? I know he lost the bet. I know what the penny is for, right? But what's the nickel for? So I asked, what's the nickel for? He said, I found out how I lost the bet. I thought it was worth at least 5 times what we bet. The penny and the nickel. So what I'm trying to tell you is sometimes you have to set up your lessons to other people. So every once in a while, you also have to look at, are you being set up? Okay. So there's both things there. Okay. Are you going to set up an ending, or are you going to be the setup in the ending? So try and remember the penny and the nickel.